Hi Gemini, welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. We're talking about March today, which is crazy. I'll probably say that every month going forward because seriously, it feels like it goes by so fast, but not at the same time. So anyway, I hope February has treated you well, is treating you well. It was a busy month for me. I actually launched an Etsy store, which I'm super proud of. I would love it if you checked it out. I'll link it below. And of course, there's no obligation to buy anything, but if you do feel connected to something and would like to purchase it, I would love that. But if you could, at the very least, just fill the space with a ton of love so other people will buy stuff, I would appreciate it. Obviously, very talkative, which is good. I actually do have this deck listed in there too. I have a couple of these. If you feel called to work with this deck, it's the Tarot of the Abyss. Love it. So let's talk about you. We do a 4-card spread. The first position is the current energy. To the left of that is any potential blocks. Underneath that is advice for clearing the block. And then the last position is the energy that we're heading into. I don't shuffle reversals into the deck, which is so funny because with this deck, you know, like I shuffle all my decks the same way, right? Like I'm very kind of OCD like that. And usually, so when I get a new deck, I mess around with it all of the time. I keep it pretty close to me. I'll just ask it random questions, like, you know, just kind of trying to get us calibrated together, you know, like get my energy in the nooks and crannies and all of that. And every time I would pick up this deck, there would be reversals in it. So we had to have a meeting one night. And I just kind of explained to it that I don't necessarily like work with reversals myself. I've just never really felt connected to reversals in the sense where I wanted to work them into just shuffling, right? And seriously, like ever since then, there hasn't been a single reverse card that's shown up. I mean, of course, you know, they'll fall out in the reverse and I'll take it that way. And which is the same for these readings too, right? So I don't shuffle reversals, but of course, if it comes out in the reverse, we'll take it. My intention is for 1 card to come out at a time, but if 2 come out together, we'll take 2. Any more than 2, we'll put it back in the deck because we want the message to be super clear. And then the cards do actually need to fall out of the deck. So if they flip in the deck, we'll just flip them back over and keep it moving. So let's get into it. What is the current energy for Gemini, March 2022? Don't be shy now, like when the spotlight is on you. What is the current energy for Gemini? March. We have the 7 of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. And then we have Strength at the bottom of the deck. So the 7 of Cups talks about our emotions, right? Like cups, water, emotions. And it's a little bit of, you know, like this card depicts kind of having your head in the clouds, daydreamy. It also, you know, is a card of options, really kind of weighing the options and how you feel about those options. Interesting. And then we have the Page of Pentacles with it. And the Pentacles talk about our income, how we make our money, our physical 3D body. It talks about resources and materials and like almost kind of like labor, right? Like putting physical work into something. And the Page is kind of the apprentice. It's, you know, like that beginning stage, you know, like training, school, learning something. So this could be, and then we have Strength at the bottom of the deck, which just kind of talks about like inner strength, like having perseverance and, what's the R, is there an R word? It's gone. I keep wanting to say it like it's like residual keeps coming to my mind, and that's not it. It'll come to me. So this could be, you know, like considering a new path. This could even be considering going back to school. This could be considering like taking some sort of courses and training. And almost just kind of like weighing, like, do I have the time, the resources, the energy to do these things? You know, the Pentacles are a bit slower moving too, because, you know, it takes time for things to manifest in our physical world, right? Like it takes time to build wealth. It takes time to build a savings. It takes time to learn a new skill. It takes time to get through school, right? Like if it's a degree program. But there's also like this key here. So it's really kind of wanting to like hone in on like that one thing. Like really kind of pick the right option here. What is the block for Gemini? What's blocking Gemini? I'm also like getting this message about, you know, because her feet are off the ground, right? And, you know, feet off the ground, head in the clouds, right? Which is not necessarily like a bad thing, right? I think we should be making more decisions from our emotional body versus our mental body. But, you know, with the Pentacles, they are an earth card. So it's very much about like grounding also, right? So, you know, kind of having a firm foundation under you. And it's interesting because her head is in the clouds, her feet are off the ground, right? And he's got his hand really kind of anchored to the ground also. So I'm just kind of getting this feeling of like, you know, kind of being in the space of like between what are my dreams and also, you know, trying to ground them into like the 3D world, like how to make them manifest in the 3D world, like how to kind of remain grounded without getting a little too out of control. Interesting. What is the block for Gemini? What's a block for Gemini? No. No barking. Okay. Some of the neighborhood dogs are starting to bark, so my dog's like, wait a second. So you might hear them at some point. The block. We have the Two of Pentacles, or excuse me, the Two of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. It's interesting. I mean, I know that these two cards came out together, obviously, but it's interesting how, again, you know, we have a Cups card come out with a Pentacles card. I mean, you could be dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Also, the Two of Cups, you know, a lot of people designate the Two of Cups as a relationship card or like a soulmate card. I mean, it is kind of depicted that way, right? So, you know, I mean, if it is a relationship, then there could be, you could be feeling a little either held back by somebody you're in relationship with, or they may not be like seeing the vision the way that you see it. And then, you know, with the Three of Pentacles talks about collaboration, with its teamwork, right? So again, you know, if this is a relationship, then it's kind of like, you know, the other person may not be on board with, like I said, with what your vision, what you're feeling, what you're thinking. However, you know, if it doesn't really have to do with a relationship, you know, so we start with the Ace of Cups, right? And the Ace of Cups is, you know, your cup is overflowing. You're fulfilled. Your needs are met, right? Like you're just kind of bursting at the seams with love and joy, and, you know, and then we go to the Two of Cups because now you have enough to share with somebody else. You have, you know, like your needs are met. You have enough to share with somebody else, but that other person also has enough to share with you. So it's reciprocal, right? Like what you are giving to the relationship, you're also getting back. So, you know, it's just this constant, you know, like you're filling somebody else's cup, they're able to fill yours, right? Like nobody is, it's 50-50. It's not 90-10. It's not 80-20, right? So with this being in the blocked position, and, you know, if this is, of course, just, you know, kind of thinking about either getting back into a training program or school, or thinking about considering something along those lines. This could be that, you know, like you're almost maybe just kind of wondering if you have the energy, if you have enough to get through the program, whatever it is. And also maybe just even kind of worrying if you're going to have the support. Like, is it a viable program? You know, like, is it accredited, you know, whatever the case may be, right? Like, is there going to be additional support available to you if you need it through the program or whatever it is? I mean, this could even be like a promotion with work. It could be thinking about, you know, like, searching for a new job that offers you a promotion. But it's like finding that key to you know, like unlock the vision of your life. We have the 10 of Swords underneath that, the 9 of Wands. So yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of concern going on here. You know, the 10 of Swords talks about all of the what ifs, all of the worries and the anxieties and, you know, like all of the things that just kind of lock us in place. It's all of the mental gymnastics that prevent us from moving forward because they just beat us down. We can't see that there is an actual successful route, right? Because it's all of this mental stuff. And then the 9 of Wands talks about, you know, like being a bit beat up, but still standing, you know? So again, like there just kind of seems to be some concern of whether that be, you know, are you going to have the support from your partner? Are you going to have the support from your friends or your family? You know, like, are you going to have the support from even your job? Like, you know, if you need to, just kind of temporarily change your schedule, you know, like whatever it is for your situation. So what is the advice for clearing the block? That was too many. What's the advice for clearing the block for Gemini? It kind of seems like March is kind of a transformative kind of month, which makes sense because, you know, like January, just getting out of the holidays and, you know, just kind of trying to get back into the normal swing of things. You know, January always lasts like 3 to 5 years. It's the longest month ever. And then, you know, February, you know, again, just kind of recalibrating to the year. And, you know, if you are kind of a goal setter or resolution setter, even if you're not, you know, like we all just kind of think about the things that we want to try to accomplish, right? So, you know, and then it's like March, you know, spring is right around the corner and, you know, like just kind of feeling like we have a little bit of our juice back and, you know, like moving forward. So for the advice, we have the Knight of Swords. And this is just kind of like a card of going for it. You know, the Knight of Swords is, they kind of don't necessarily think, they just kind of move. And it's a little bit quicker. It's one of the faster moving of the Knight's cards. Yeah, cards. You know, it's just kind of like focusing on like, this is the vision that I see for my future. And I'm just going to kind of go for it. I'm just going to, you know, just kind of focus on that. And then we have the 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. And the cool thing about this deck, if you notice, right, because we just saw the other depiction or the traditional depiction of the 10 of Swords. So in this deck, the Tarot of the Abyss, there's this alternative card, and then there's an alternative card to the 3 of Swords. So this 10 of Swords talks about like, you know, using the knowledge that you've gained, the wisdom that you've gained over time. You know, I mean, this can be, of course, like, you know, learning, right? Like, you know, owls are a symbol of wisdom. And then we kind of have this older person here. So it's, again, you know, just kind of focusing on like your own internal wisdom based on the experiences that you've had thus far. And that's what, you know, like with this, just you really holding on to the vision that you have for your future based on, you know, like the experience that you do have. And we have the 3 of Wands underneath that, which does talk about almost kind of like changing direction. It also talks about, you know, like your ships coming in. So, you know, like making this decision can, you know, kind of open up some doors for you. The Seven of Pentacles behind that, you know, kind of building. You know, the Seven of Pentacles, I always just kind of see it as being, yeah, like just kind of focusing your energy on something like that. Like I always see it as, you know, like when you plant seeds in the ground, right? Like it doesn't stop there. Like that's the first step, right? But you have to continue to water and foster, you know, like these plants, right? Until they grow and bloom. And then even then, right, you have to harvest and trim back. And right. So that's what the Seven of Pentacles is. It's, you know, like honing in on your skill. It's studying, it's trying, the thing so that you can come to a point where you perfect it and you become an expert in it and can teach other people if you want to. The Four of Pentacles talks about, you know, like budgeting and having a bit of discipline that way also. So, you know, if this is like some sort of program or degree or training or something along those lines, you know, it could just be demanding a bit of focus and discipline. And then we have the Empress, which, I mean, she's birthing opportunity. There's more than enough of what you need in your life. Interesting. Where's Gemini heading? What's next for Gemini? What's next for Gemini? I mean, of course, like this doesn't have to be school. It doesn't have to be a training program. Nothing like that, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be any of that stuff. You know, it can just be, you know, again, like I said, because Pentacles talks about having like, you know, how do we make money? How do we get the materials and resources that we need in our lives, right? So, I mean, this could just be like deciding like, you know, what direction you want to go. Like I said, it can be a change in job. It could be anything like that. And you're just almost, you know, like kind of exploring the options here. I don't want to necessarily just kind of like focus on like it could be school or it could be training, because I know like for me, I wouldn't be interested in going back to school. So just wanted to clarify that. Yeah. So we have the Knight of Cups and then the King of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Yeah. So the Knight of Cups talks about an offer. This could be like you offering your cup to somebody. This could be somebody offering their cup to you. Again, like I said, Cups talks about emotion. So it's something that, you know, like you feel good about. You either feel good about getting or you feel good about giving. And then the Knight or the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck here. You know, there he is with the Ace of Cups there, right? Like, fulfilled, able to, oh, and then the Three of Cups. able to, you know, kind of share emotionally, like with other people, right? I mean, you know, the King of Cups is sometimes considered like a psychic. You know, I mean, that could be something, or just empathic also, very, you know, kind of intuitive, really kind of connected to your feelings. So it's almost like, you know, we go from the Seven of Cups to, you know, we start with this Seven of Cups and we end at this Knight of Cups. So it's kind of like you chose a cup out of these seven here, right? So you chose something that you kind of want to start focusing your energy on. Like, this is the cup that's going to bring me fulfillment. This is the cup that's going to make me happy. This is the cup that I see bringing more joy into my life, and me being able to produce joy to give to other people also. Very much so, because, you know, the King of Cups is the highest expression of the suit, right? So very clear in their feelings, very fulfilled, right? Beautiful. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.